Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, charges universities on digital innovations.
We need to help raise and groom these strong people to become part of the workforce that will lift our nation and help with economic prosperity.
Troops of Nigerian army eliminate terrorists in Kaduna, Katsina and Plateau states.
National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency intercepts drug consignments in car compartment, destroys over 3 tons of cannabis worth millions of naira.
And on Good Morning Nigeria today, our focus is on improving food security in Nigeria.
A recent report by the Food and Agriculture Organization, FOA, indicates that at least 26.5 million Nigerians in Borno, Sokoto and Zamfara states, as well as the FCT, may face food crisis between June and August this year.
Indeed, the area also discussed enhancing food production in Nigeria. The food security analysis was conducted in 26 states and the FCT to ascertain the food security situation and make projections for the year ahead.
Another indication of the report is that the removal of petroleum subsidy has further heightened this pressure, resulting in food inflation and an increase in consumer price index.
If you remember, in July last year, shortly after assuming office, President Bola Tinubu had declared a state of emergency on food security to tackle increase in food prices. The president said he was not unmindful of the rising cost of food and how it affects the citizens.
Honestly, the increase in the prices of food is taking a worrisome dimension, and other factors such as flooding and insecurity have also been mentioned as responsible for food shortage in the country. Recently, the National Economic Council, NEC, had taken bold steps towards improving food security, affordability and availability, and to end the economic challenges confronting the nation, including making fertilizers available to farmers and establishing agro-ranges to tackle insecurity in farms.
Now, the meeting was the 139th of the council, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, which was held virtually. The Vice President directed a meeting of the federal government and major fertilizer producers in the country and ruled that fertilizer is a major ingredient of agricultural productivity, which the government is trying to attain, and urged state governors to enhance modern agricultural practices to increase productivity.
Well, some other efforts being made to boost food production and stabilize prices is the release of grains from the National Reserves for onward distribution to vulnerable Nigerians, and the Central Bank of Nigeria allocation of 2.15 million bags of fertilizer worth 100 billion naira to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security for onward distribution to farmers.
Now, present and past administrations of Nigeria embarked on various initiatives to improve availability of food in the country. What more is government doing or has done to improve availability of food? $1 million question there.
All right, we hope we get the answers. How is government also tackling the issue of food inflation and middlemen and those hoarding food? How safe is it now for farmers to go out and farm? These are some questions guests will be answering shortly. I am Ian Ray John. Welcome to the program. Good Morning Nigeria.
The first for the week.
Yeah.
And I am Jumma Yusuf. Good Morning Nigeria is broadcasting live from Abuja on the network service of the NTA. We'll have the usual complimentary segments in the course of the program, which is the newspaper review. But for now, let's join Mina Daniels for the morning news. Hello, Mina. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Ian Ray and Jumma. Here now is the morning news. Nigeria can generate 94 billion naira annually from local production of special palm oil for major industries based in the country who import the product from foreign countries. A professor of agricultural engineering from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Kehinde Owolarafe, started this at a sensitization program organized for stakeholders in the palm oil value chain by Standard Organization of Nigeria in Osogbo.
That has been used by this company amount to about 94 billion naira in a year.
We have relevant standards that will guide the producers in order for the product to meet up with the minimum requirement of the standard.
The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, has challenged academic institutions to place priority on training students that will become innovators who will create digital solutions to societal needs for economic growth and national development. This was as Veritas University received a pat on the back for coming tops at the just concluded Africa Innovation Challenge of the African Telecommunication Union meeting in Kenya.
Not only do we need to help raise and groom these strong people to become part of the workforce that will lift our nation and help with economic prosperity, we also need to understand that the world we need today demands that we have innovators as well. So it is also the responsibility of academic institutions to also groom these young people to become innovators, people who are creators.
The Kaduna State government has flagged off the construction of a dual carriage bridge to open up the city and to ease the hardship of communities who relied on makeshift wooden canoes to cross the river to the city every day. The state governor, Uba Sani, performed the groundbreaking ceremony of the bridge construction.
This project comprises of the provision of water and sanitation to all the communities, provision of power utilities, and it will also cut across about 8 districts.
The National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested a hairstylist and dispatch rider for selling drug-laced chin-chin to students and parties. A statement issued by Director Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters Abuja, Femi Babafemi, states that NDLEA also intercepted drug consignments in car compartments, transport bus tire, and recovered 426,888 pills of tramadol and other drugs in Adamawa and Bauchi states. NDLEA destroyed over 3 tons of cannabis in a Edo forest. Troops of the Nigerian Army have eliminated some terrorists in raid operations conducted in Kaduna and Katsina states. In a statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Wachiku, the troops also foiled a kidnap attempt in a primary school in Plateau State. Similarly, troops acting on intelligence successfully raided a terrorist hideout at Dunsen Kura in Basari local government area of Katsina State and eliminated some terrorists after exchange of fire. During the operations, military woodland camouflage uniforms, ballistic helmets and several weapons were recovered. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has joined Nigerians, the men and women of the armed forces, to mourn and express profound grief over the needless deaths of Nigerian gallant soldiers. A statement by the president reads, "On Saturday morning, the Nigerian people and I woke up to the dreadful news of the unprovoked killing of our brave military personnel during a rescue mission to Okoma community, Ueli South, local government area of Delta State. The incident occurred on Thursday, 14th of March 2024, when our troops responding to a crisis between Okoma and Okolobia communities in Delta State were ambushed. A commanding officer, 2 majors, 1 captain, and 2 soldiers sadly lost their lives. 1 civilian was also killed. I extend my profound condolences to the families of these fallen soldiers, their colleagues, and their loved ones. The military high command is already responding to this incident. The cowardly offenders responsible for this heinous crime will not go unpunished." The president in a statement states he has granted full authority to the Defense Headquarters and Chief of Defense to bring to justice anybody found to have being responsible for this unconscionable crime against the Nigerian people. And those are the news highlights for now. Good morning, Nigeria continues with Inri and Jume after this break.